of us are actually tapping into our 401k accounts early just to cover day-to-day expenses. In fact, new data shows hardship withdrawals, as they're called, are actually on the rise as many families deal with higher costs for housing, food, and debt. But financial experts warn pulling money from retirement now can come with serious long-term consequences. Joining us now to talk about what's driving this trend and what people should be thinking about is retirement expert and financial planner Dan Casey. It's good to see you, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So first of all, what are we seeing? What are you noticing in terms of your own clients and across the country? Are people taking more money out of their 401ks?
Yeah, it's at record highs now. So it's 6% are withdrawing for using hardship rules, and that's the highest it's ever been. Historically, it's about 1 to 2%. So we're seeing possibly some cracks again in that. Remember, we talked about the consumer spending, that K-shaped, the higher income are doing fine. But that lower income, we're starting to see cracks, and this could be one of the many reasons, because they cite that the 33% of the needs of these withdrawals are to help with foreclosures of homes, their own homes. So you can definitely tell that it's starting to crack a little bit.
So we're talking about emergencies. There's also housing, medical costs, medical debt.
Medical was number 2, yeah.
Talk about those factors and how they play into this.
Yeah, so that's so it was the top one was to stem off foreclosures. The next one was medical health insurance costs. Tuition was one of them. So it's the things that really you should have savings for, and we've always talked about this, that people just don't have enough savings set aside for emergencies. And I think it's just because the 401ks are at all-time highs, it's more accessible. With the Secure Act also, it made it even more accessible, so because people could take these hardship withdrawals and self-certify, meaning they didn't really have to provide any documentation, it's just kind of take your word for it.
So what's that process look like if someone says, hey, I want to dip into my 401k? What are these hardship rules?
Yeah, so it's a broad term. It's just if you have anything that's a heavy burden is how it's classified in the IRS. And so, but there's really not a whole lot of checks and balances. So if you say you're self-certified and you need it, you can do it. But it's not a great thing because a hardship withdrawal, you're actually withdrawing the money. And so you lose that whole compounding, you lose the whole investment part of it. So not a great thing.
So in the past, though, before these times right now, were people using their 401ks to get money for homes, to put money down on the first time home buying and that kind of a thing?
Yeah, and you can borrow against your 401k, and people would usually do that for that kind of purpose. But what we're seeing is, sometimes employers don't allow it, number one. Number two, sometimes there's only so much you can borrow and so many loans you can borrow. And that's what's, I think, more startling about this is the people who are, doing the hardship withdrawal are probably maxing out the loans or probably have too many loans, or that's why it's kind of a little extra alarming.
So there's a difference between borrowing against your 401k for a home or for whatever, and actually dipping in and taking money out to go use it for something and not paying it back, right?
Yes, the loan is, the interest goes back to you,
and
it all comes back, right? So, but the withdrawal, again, unfortunately, is you're withdrawing the money, so it's no longer there.
I find it interesting and noteworthy that you talk about why more people are doing this. There's easier rules, and there's more people who actually have access to 401ks. I didn't realize that.
Yes, and bigger balances. Yeah. Oh, and the 2006 Pension Act, started the process of auto-enrolling people in new employees. So, people have these, automatically these 401ks, and they're, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that, this was happening. And so they have these balances they didn't know, and unfortunately, again, just back to not having enough savings for issues that come up. And so they're...
In the 30 seconds we have left, what's your best advice? You can't give advice to everybody because there's so many people out there with different needs, but in general, would you caution against doing this?
Yes, of course. So again, Einstein called it the 8th wonder of the world, is compounding. So get it in early and just leave it. And I know it's boring, but having some savings is always super important for times like this, so you don't have to do that.
Your 73-year-old self will thank you later for all that compounding money in there, right?
Yes.
Great to see you. Dan Casey, always good to have you with us. Financial planner joining us here tonight on Fox 2 News. Woody, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Roop. On the